a couple more questions to follow up, because it's kind of interesting how everyone's stories and experiences kind of come together to what you're doing now, right? So at Michigan, you're a student athlete, but what was your major? And do you think that helped you kind of in what you're doing today and co-founding Zygo?
I wish I could say yes. I majored in communications, but I feel like, and I think this is kind of more of a macro point on like going into college. Like, I wish I had known more options of what majors there were. Like, for example, I specifically remember my senior year learning that there was a major called org studies, which is like organizational studies about businesses and companies and how they're run. And I thought that was so interesting. And I literally had no idea that was even a potential major until basically graduation. So I kind of fell into comm because it's kind of like psych. Like, a lot of people end up majoring in that and then not really utilizing it. So I wish I had a more on the nose major that helped me. But not really.
Yes, I can completely relate to that. I feel the same way. And people that have been listening to my podcast know that I didn't even know what athletic training was, which is what I am professionally, until I was a senior in college. So very similar. I think that we don't get exposed to all of the different majors, as we go through our undergraduate studies. Now, on that note, the second question that I had was, you kind of mentioned that, okay, you fell into early retirement, and then swimming kind of became your activity of choice, right? And I do talk about people's like injury history. So did injuries factor into ending your career earlier than you would have liked? And is that one of the things that attracted you to swimming? Because, swimming is a lot more low impact, a lot less wear and tear on the body, especially if you're playing soccer year round for many years, right, through high school and college. So did you have any significant injuries, or did that at all factor into kind of gravitating more towards swimming?
Yeah. Well, and also I actually didn't start swimming until I started this company. So it wasn't right after soccer at all.
Got it.
Though a lot of people do come to us because they suffer from an injury. They've been long-time runners. Their knees are breaking down, like all the reasons that you probably know even more than me. I actually never had really a bad injury, like knock on wood. I mean, I was surrounded by people who were constantly tearing their ACLs, or like knee injuries were massive in women's soccer, or probably soccer in general. But no, I really didn't have any injuries, which, I mean, probably arguments to say I didn't play hard enough in some capacity if I wasn't injured. But no, I actually didn't. It was more just kind of this confluence of not really enjoying what it turned into. And then also realizing like the longevity of it, and then realizing kind of my college experience wasn't what I wanted it to be anymore. And so it ended, I guess, more on my terms, though didn't make that transition any easier. You're like mourning the loss of something that was a part of your life for a long time. But.
Yes. But that is good that no significant injuries. And, you could kind of, even though it's still hard, you could kind of end when you wanted to end, right? And then now move on into the next phase of your life.